One thing people say to me often, I get it all the time, is, oh Gary, you're doing so well at your sport because of your genetics. You've got good genes, Gary. Well, here's the thing. I've never owned a pair of jeans in my life. Everybody else was wearing jeans, so I decided not for me. I want to be different. But that aside, and that was serious, not joking, my health and fitness in my 70s has, of course, got everything to do with my genes. I was born with good genes, like all of us were, but I've jealously protected my genes, invested in them, incredibly jealously. Nobody's going to fiddle with my genes, and I nurture them through good food, very good food, always thinking about how I can do better nutritionally, although I do enjoy a bit of junk here and there as a treat, along with a good craft beer. But I look after my genes. I nourish them with good food, and I make a point every day, almost without exception, of connecting with Mother Nature, which, by the way, is what I'm doing right now. And in addition to that, when it comes to athletic performance, I not only work on my nutrition for performance, nutrition for health, they're one and the same, they're exactly the same, by the way, but I also use the best of athletic conditioning science, exercise physiology. Apply the best we know, and it's very much based on the sort of training that took New Zealand to pretty much athletic dominance in the 60s and 70s and middle and long distance running. You know, think of people like Peter Snell and John Davies, Halberg, Quacks, Rod Dixon. Hi there. Make a point of saying hello to everybody. It's one way of feeling good and doing some good in the world, to say hello to strangers. Smile, get them to smile, okay? You'll surprise them. But, so, the best of athletic conditioning methods, and it's very easy, particularly as one gets older and in the amateur ranks, to be pretty slack about it. What I've been doing more and more is applying more discipline to my training, and part of that, it's not just the athletic conditioning, but for the cycling sports which I'm doing, in particular cyclocross and mountain biking. I'd say 20% of the performance that makes towards a win is skill, and I always, every week, am practicing skills. In fact, every single time I go for a ride, I'm deliberately putting in a significant skills component, so that even though I've been doing competitive mountain biking since they invented mountain biking, I think the first mountain bike came into the country about 1990. Oh no, sorry, 1980, somewhere around that. I've been riding and getting better skill-wise all the time, which is lovely, and guess what? I can still do better. I'm working on it. As my son-in-law, Dr. Paul Wood, says, better never rests. And, well, having said that, the other component, of course, is ensuring adequate rest and recreation, because hard exercise wears you down, and it's during rest that you grow stronger. So you've got to get that exercise or workout and rest and recovery in the right balance. That's the other thing. As I'm riding along here, I'm being very careful to look well ahead and make sure I don't collide with anybody coming down the other way. Yeah, that's the other thing about riding bikes if you want to be a good cyclist, is don't crash and break things. I'm just going out for a relatively easy ride. Tomorrow I have the final of the local cross-country series, Cyclocross series I should say. And so what I'm doing today is I'm just going to do a little tune-up, a few practice runs of a few things, which I'll show you in a moment. And I also need to adjust the tension of my cycling shoes and pedals. So the first thing I'm going to do was just ride several laps of this field. It's another stunning Wellington day. So this is my warm-up, and I can see my trek which I've been wearing around this field. It's pretty good. It's a Saturday afternoon. My final race of the Cyclocross series is tomorrow, about this time. So I'll just do a good warm-up and then do a few simple little drills and take it easy today. Tomorrow's not that important of a race, so I don't have to be completely fresh for it. The big event is the New Zealand Championships, not this weekend but next, and that's the one where I want to go win hot and fast. As I'm riding around this field, this is early Saturday afternoon, and it would have been normal prior to COVID, the pandemic, the lockdowns and so on, for fields like this to be packed with children and young adults playing soccer and other sports. And when there isn't organised sports, there'd be groups of young men and women down here just casually playing sport together, or jogging around the field, kicking a ball, perhaps flying a kite. And at this time of the year, this field would be really quite cut up. While there have been some junior soccer games this morning, the fields are in excellent condition, as you can see, for midwinter. Normally the field just here in the centre, in fact I'll ride into it, this would be cut up, but it's beautiful thick grass, barely cut up at all. It's a very good condition. It signifies the dramatic change that has taken place in New Zealand. Once New Zealand, renowned for its great outdoors, certainly is still great outdoors, but we're no longer the sporting nation that we once were. Where have all the young people gone? Where are they? We just don't see them outside of walking to and from school, and even they're most probably driven to school. It's a harbinger of not very healthy things to come for New Zealand society. Just saying. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do several, possibly 10 sprint starts, left foot, right foot, and just to, it's an essential skill in cyclocross racing. You've got to be able to get off to a quick start, clean entry of the pedal, of the foot cleat into the pedal, and then power on. So let's see how it goes. I'm only going to do 3/4 efforts though, because I have a race tomorrow. So here we go. Clean start. Through the gears, down, and power on. There we go. So that was my first one. Active recovery, and quick recovery, got to go, and then straight into the next one. Racing cyclocross is never steady state. It's effectively maximal efforts, recover as much as you can in a matter of seconds, and then maximal effort again, and it just goes on and on. Anyway, next one coming up. Clean start again. Through the gears. So this is the last, so my 10th. Okay, I'm now going to move on to my next drill, which is mounting and dismounting my bike while running. So here we go. And then getting my feet clipped in, trying to be as clean as possible. And then over on my left. Not so clean. Practice makes perfect. So it's all about just repetition, repetition. Oops. Why is that not clipping in? Sometimes we pick up a bit of dirt or just don't get the cleat and pedals properly aligned. So I'm going to do a few laps of this. So my final drill today is going to be dismounting and picking up my bicycle and shouldering it as cleanly as possible, then remounting, and then doing the same on the opposite side and trying to be as clean and as efficient as possible. So here we go. Again, I just got to repeat this as often as possible so it becomes a refined skill. And then remount and away we go. In cyclocross racing, depending on the course, you never know what's going to come, and sometimes dismounting and shouldering your bike and running is the better way to go. So here we go, other side. That was good. Good running training, running with a bicycle. That extra weight. That was nice and clean. I can still do a lot better getting those that transition from ground to shoulder more efficient, smoother, cleaner. Whoops, that was a bit untidy. Whoops, not too bad, could be better. So I'm now going to do a relatively easy cool down, but still a reasonable distance as far as I'm going to be riding. Cycleways like these should be very busy on days like today, at this time of day. We expect all of those fitness conscious cyclists, commuters and so on to be making the most of a Saturday afternoon like this, but so far I've only seen 2 cyclists. Oh, there's one up ahead. So this trail takes us up to the wind turbine at the top of Brooklyn. So I'm going to cruise my way up this today. Hi there.
Sorry, mate.
No problem. No, oops, careful. The general rule of thumb is downhill gives way to uphill. Always. Whether it's a bike or a pedestrian, that's the rule that applies. Just saying. This is quite a popular trek. There shouldn't be any bicycles coming down, hopefully. Some might think that this is not exactly an easy ride to be doing. Less than 24 hours before the final race of the Huttcross Cyclocross series, but my fitness is excellent, and the peak event is almost exactly, it's 8 days from now, down in Blenheim, the New Zealand Championships. So that's the one I'm going to freshen up for. All of these other races leading into it are preparation, and it's nice to do well, but I must keep my larger goal, more important goal, in mind always, which is the New Zealand Champs. So almost at the top. Now I'm going to go straight home and rest up for my race tomorrow. But you can see here, there's Wellington City. Isn't it beautiful, eh? Look at that. Just amazing. The Wellington economy may be in trouble right now, but I won't be leaving Wellington in a hurry. It's such a beautiful place for anyone who loves doing this sort of stuff. I couldn't think of a better place to be living. So here's where we pop out, Ashton Fitchett Drive, named after Mr. Ashton Fitchett, who, by the way, I have met a number of times. Oh, hi there. Yeah, finally. Yeah. Yeah, so this is Ashton Fitchett Drive, named after Mr. Ashton Fitchett, who I doubt is no longer with us, but lovely old man and his wife. So I'll leave you here. That's the end of my ride. It's just basically a ride back down the hill to our home, and time for me to rest up. See you later.